There is no one greater than Jesus Christ of Nazareth ever to exist on the face of this planet. I belong to that Jesus. I fear no one, and I fear nothing. Understand?
So, first of all, you have to forgive me. I just woke up from a nap. So, here we are again. It's every fucking weekend now. This video is going to have two parts to it. We're going to talk about people got shot this morning. And then we're going to talk about the parade. Because I wanted to talk about the parade. But here we are again. So, what are the facts? In Minnesota, 4 people were shot. 2 of them were representatives in the government. I think the guy is still at large at this point. It's like 10:30 Saturday night. Here we are again. Like that, the lady died. I think her husband died, and the other 2 people, I think, at this point, are still alive. Pray for them. Pray for them all. But I think the guy is still at large, and no doubt in my mind they'll find him, but here we are again. And look, we don't know anything. Everybody's just connecting dots. But you connect enough dots, you get kind of an idea of possibilities. All we know right now is possibilities. As far as I'm aware, the guy is still at large, so we certainly haven't been able to interview him just yet. But doesn't matter. At the end of the day, the only thing that it means is that if it's somebody on this side, then that side is going to see a sharp decline in support, and members of that group are going to have to come out and say, this is fucking awful. What the fuck is wrong with you people? Stop doing this shit. And if it's the other side, it's the same thing. They're going to have to say, fuck this crazy person. This is not what we are about. Fuck that shit, grow up. The only question is, which side is it going to be? And will that side do what that side should do? Or is that side going to do what that side just decides to do? We'll find out in the coming days. This shit happened this morning, like 12 hours ago. So it's still kind of ongoing. That's why I'm splitting this video, because not a whole lot to say. All we have to say is, like, I think that both of the representatives were Democrats. So take that for what it is. Certainly points to a right-wing extremist, but there's circumstances with a vote on a bill that would have, or that is going to stop providing health care to illegal immigrants in Minnesota. And apparently this lady that was killed was the only Democrat that voted for it, or some shit like that. So that certainly points to left-wing extremism, but We don't know shit so far, so everybody's just fucking throwing out things. I'm sure we'll find out what happened at some point or another. So, yeah. The big thing is that no matter what, this is just another fucking tragedy in a long and continually growing list of fucking tragedies. I'm so tired of doing videos about tragedies. I'm so tired of doing videos about people just randomly being fucking shot. Obviously, I fully condemn everything that fucking went on. It's not right. It's not how you win. This is not the shit that... But there you go. At the end of the day, an unhinged person committed an atrocity. Those are the facts. But like I said, we'll certainly keep up on this story and see what the fuck. But as of right now, that is all that we know. Very unfortunate. But now that we've gotten all the really sad shit out of the way, there was a parade today. It was Donald Trump's birthday. And Donald Trump threw himself a parade for the Army. It's the Army's 250th anniversary. Yes, that's right, folks. The Army was created 1 year before the Army won independence for the country. Go figure. Next year's going to be wild, man. I can't wait to find out what all Donald Trump is actually going to get accomplished compared to all the things he promised. Is this going to be No Man's Sky? Is next year going to be No Man's Sky? Is it going to start off fucked up with none of the things he promised? And then as the year goes on, it's going to wind up being amazing? Is that what this is going to be? Or is it going to drop like a Bethesda game and it's going to come out fucked up and it's going to be fucked up the whole time and ugh? Or is it going to be Elden Ring? Really fucking awesome. Just all the way through. Who knows? But, yeah. I can't wait for next year. 2026, man. It's going to be a wild quartertennial. Whatever. 250th anniversary of the country forming. Oh, thank God Donald Trump won. Because I can only imagine what Kamala Harris would have done for the 250th anniversary of the country. She'd have probably had white people lined up in the streets and you just whip them. I don't know. But anyways, that's fucked up. That's fucked up. I doubt that would be what would happen. That's fucked up. Anyways. So, yeah. But it's Donald Trump's birthday day. Donald Trump remade Flag Day from the anniversary of the creation of the Army, which I didn't even know that that's what it was, and I don't even really know if that's entirely what it is. I don't know. Whatever. It's Flag Day. My favorite holiday, Flag Day. I have no idea what Flag Day is, but apparently it's the anniversary of the Army. Cool. And also, it's Donald Trump's birthday. So Donald Trump has remade Flag Day into Donald Trump Flags Flag Day Birthday Day. Right? And so apparently now we have a new holiday in which there's going to be a military parade. And we got to see the tanks, and we got to see big trucks, and we got to see little trucks, and we got to see a little Jeep. Like when I started watching it, it was just a little lone Jeep. Just driving down the road, little teeny, just a Jeep. Like it's the Jeep that in every war movie, like the Jeep comes racing up, and the fucking messenger jumps out of it and Colonel, we need you to come to the base. And then he jumps on the fucking back of the Jeep, yells out some last order, and then fucking takes off. That Jeep, right? Or the Colonel comes in to just lean out and tell the guy to do some shit and then races right back off. Like that Jeep, right? So, and it's just that little Jeep with one dude in it just driving down the road. I mean, huge span of space between them. And I'm like, oh, is this going to be like shitty? Is it going to be like, here's each individual vehicle? And I'm like, uh-oh. But as I started thinking about it, I was like, that was really actually kind of cool. Like, I don't know why it was cool. I don't know. It was just cool. Just that one Jeep. Like, you kind of look at it and go, there's some sort of depth to that. I don't know what. But there's something somewhere there, right? Sure. But then the tanks came rolling in. And big fucking cannons. And there's 2 tanks sitting in front of the big, huge, like, raised Coliseum bulletproof glass, aquarium that all of the heads of state and the cabinets, and there's Pete Hegseth sitting next to Donald Trump, and Melania's there, and it's kind of cool. I don't know, I thought it was kind of cool, and like as I was watching it, I was like, this is neat and everything, but it does have kind of like a weird feel to it, you know what I mean? Like it almost seemed like we were almost kind of imitating what they do when they do their parades, and I was like, I don't know. And as I was watching it, it got to where the parade was done, and then some country singer came up and sang a song, and I was like, okay, and I went and have a cigarette. But like they had speeches and shit, and Donald Trump gave a speech, and fireworks, very cool, and they played songs and shit, and as I'm watching it on TV, like they would do like a little sponsorship commercial spot. Like some fucking arms factory, whatever dealer. And it's like, yeah, here's these people, and they make ships and stuff. And it was like almost advertisements. So I'm like, all right, that's enough corporate capitalists where I'm like, okay, this is an American thing. Made it very different, the little concert and everything. I was like, alright, this is definitely something we would do. Like, because I think in North Korea, that everybody just lines up to watch the fucking parade, and the parade rolls through, and then they all fucking leave. I don't know if they do fireworks and stuff. I've never seen them doing fireworks and stuff, but we did fireworks at our parade. Finally, we got a military parade. We got to see all the tanks and all the cannons and stuff, and it was very cool, and they swore in the new troops and shit, and it was very neat. I thought it was very cool. Like, I like that. I think that is a huge recruitment tool. Can I just say that? Is that a fucking hot take? You think there's a whole lot of like 18, 19-year-olds, 17, 16-year-olds that are in high school right now watching the fucking parade on YouTube or whatever, or they're going to see it at some point, see the tanks and shit and all the dudes marching. All the dudes marching like fucking soldiers, not skipping around like pansies. Man, made me want to go enlist. But hey, who knows? Some kid out there might see that and get, I could be a hero. But that's that kind of shit. That's the kind of shit that I bet you enlistment goes up tomorrow. I bet you we're going to hear statistics either Sunday or Monday or Tuesday or someday like that, someday next week. They're going to be like, enlistment went up fucking 5% or some shit, and it's going to be very cool, like. I don't know. I thought it was neat. Like, there's a very cynical part of me that kind of thinks the whole thing's stupid and funny. But that's just kind of like the American in me, because we just don't do that. But at the same time, there's a part of me that's like, why not? Why don't we do that? Like, why don't we do that? Why not? It's cool. We get to... That's our fucking taxpayer money. Like, I understand it's also our taxpayer money to do it, but I would rather our taxpayer money get spent into that to pay the troops to be there to be on parade for us to celebrate them. Right? Like, I would rather pay for that than fucking transgender mice. Or any other fucking weird shit that they discovered. Right? So it was cool. And we get to see the machinery. The machinery of war that our taxpayer money pays for us to be safe. And we get to see the professional technicians that we have paid to train to work that machinery doing their job. We get to actually see the shit that we are investing in right there. Again, it's the reason why so many people always go to the air show. They want to see the they want to see the military planes. They want to see American excellence. That was what was on display today. The greatest fighting force this planet has ever seen. Marching like men. Marching like fucking soldiers. I like that. It's just, man, every time I see any other country and they're marching, I'm just like, oh my gosh. It's like, why? Why do you do that? Like, who comes up with that? All right, men, this is how we're going to march. And they go, what the fuck? How those traditions get started, I don't know. But I'm glad to see that we show a degree of economy in how we execute the maneuvers that need to be made. I like that. Very cool. It was nice to see. I thought the parade was awesome. It was a bit overshadowed by the tragedy of the morning, but it was a very cool wrap up to the day. It's very sad what happened, but ultimately at the end of the day, I think the parade was awesome. I think the parade was a good idea. I don't think it was a waste. I think that ultimately, I think this is going to play out as a net benefit for our country. Not the whole day, the fucking parade, just the Jesus Christ. I forget that I have to think like dumb people sometime and not get anything fucked up so people go, oh, he said that it's a good. No. The parade, I think, was a good idea. I think we should do that shit more often. I think we should do that shit for the 4th of July. I definitely think we should have but I think for the 4th of July, we should have a big one. We should have all branches. Army, Navy, Marines, Air Force, the fucking helicopters, man, all the whirly birds out there. That was cool to see them all doing fucking formations. That was very neat. Like, that was very cool to see. That's our tax dollars. That's what we pay for. Imagine them running those maneuvers when they really gotta. Yeah, these guys really rolled tanks down the street real nice. They didn't fuck up the pavement or nothing. I don't know. I thought it was cool. And I imagine it was pretty cool for the people that were in it. I imagine that there were probably people that were like, ugh. But, you're always going to have that. But I imagine there were a lot of people that were like, man, this is really neat. I don't know. I hope everybody enjoyed the parade. I thought it was cool. I hope you agree. And of course, I know you all agree that the fucking stupid shit in the morning was bad. No matter whose side the guy's on, left or right, it doesn't matter. People died. Fucking grow up.